what we're going to do. Now, what we're going to talk about tonight, and welcome everyone, is about our company. We're going to talk about a problem that is happening all over. We're going to talk about a solution. We're going to talk about something you might not have heard about. And then we're going to talk about how you can participate and make money if you desire so with this opportunity. But I always start talking about this gentleman, Paul Pilzer, who is a world economist and a best-selling author. And 25 years ago, I bought 2 books of him, which I read, and he looked into the future of wellness, of health, nutritional businesses. And he said that the #1 business opportunity for the future would be to educate consumers about products and services that will improve the quality of their lives. Now, what he meant was that go look for a problem, identify a serious problem that affects a lot of people in the world. Find or create an effective and cost-effective solution to this problem and be ahead of the curve. And when we talk about cost-effective solution, we want to say that it needs to be affordable for everyone. We often hear about these rare diseases where people need to get treated, but the cost is like 500,000 euros or $1 million for one injection, and people just can't afford it. And they need to do crowdfunding to get the money. Now, what we have for sure learned the last years is identifying a serious problem. We were stuck almost 2 years like prisoners in our home. I don't think we found a solution yet, but what has happened is we were informed, we were taught, we were educated, even up to a subconscious level, to be tested over and over again until or the problem becomes less or testing becomes a habit. And I believe that this will become more and more common. And that's why we believe we have something special here. Now, tonight we're going to talk about 2 topics and try to answer 2 of your questions. What is the mega trend? What are we talking about? That's something very important. And then how can you take part in this? Now, normally on regular Business Tuesdays, we have 4 speakers. But Sven, who is in Switzerland, who is my upline sponsor, well, he had some personal business to take care of, school with his kids, elderly evening, and as a parent, that's important. And Hakan said earlier today, I want you to do this because you just became a president to do the business talk today. So he left the honor to us. And what is remarkable is if we are all 4 together, we have over 100 years of combined experience in this industry. We worked in more than 100 countries around the world, and now we work as a team. Now, very important is teamwork, because not everybody speaks the same language. And getting help from somebody that does will allow you to build a business in regions where you're not even capable of communicating with people. Now, Zinzino comes from a region that I wouldn't be able to speak the language. Norway, Sweden, unknown. But luckily, Zinzino as a market leader for test-based nutritional supplements, where in those countries they speak also English. And the company was created in 2005 by Hilde and Örjan Zali. And it was created because they didn't find a solution for their own health issues. They went to look for a solution, they couldn't find it, and they created it themselves. Now, today, we're active on 4 continents. We have offices and warehouses in more than 20 locations around the world. You can see them on the map. We're a global company in the real sense of the word, and even more. We're a public listed company. We're listed on the Nordic Nasdaq. We're a public company. This means that we have full transparency when it comes to our numbers. And last year, we did a turnover of 176 million. But what is even more remarkable is that during the 19 years of existence, we never had a drop. We kept growing. Even during the 2 years of COVID, where many companies got into trouble, went even out of business, where people lost their jobs, where offices and businesses closed, well, we kept growing spectacular. Last year, even 23%. And the first quarter report is just out from 2024. We have grown 35% first quarter compared to the first quarter of last year. Now, it has all to do with the big vision, going from guest-based to test-based nutrition. 500 million people in the world consume omega-3. I was consuming omega-3 some years ago. I took it because somebody recommended it to me. I had no clue what it would do in my body, but I trusted the person. and I took some vitamins and some extra omega-3s. And I believe that there are many people in the world consuming omega-3 not knowing why and what effect it has in the body. Now we have over 1 billion people consuming vitamins. When we look at Europe in detail, only 30% of the European population doesn't take any vitamins. So, and we believe also that this will increase more and more. And when we're going to talk about taking nutrition from guess-based to test-based with our famous balance test, omega-6-3, well, what you have to know is that 97% of all the people who take that test, they fail. Now imagine, 97% of people around the world have a deficit, are out of balance. An independent laboratory would confirm this through a scientific test. And 97% now need a solution right away, and we're the only ones that can offer it. Now, I suppose that many people, when we talk about omega-6 and omega-3s, they don't know what we're talking about. I'm guilty. I wouldn't have known 8 months ago. So that's why I took this little picture and put it up there for you. So if you are consuming more on the left, where you see the lovely cheese and the sausage and the bread, and if that is your kind of food you love, well, you might be consuming a lot of omega-6 fatty acids. If you consume more on the right side, the good-looking salmon, the avocado, the spinach, the nuts, well, that's perfect. That's healthy food full of omega-3s. Now, when we look at the history of omega-6-3 imbalance, when we go back to the 1800s, 1900s, when people were eating from Mother Nature, we were perfectly in balance. Our score was 1 omega-6 on 1 omega-3. And when science got involved and they started to measure, they actually said that an omega-6-3 ratio of 3:1 was pretty good score, actually perfect. Now, it all started to turn in the 60s and the 70s, when we stopped eating from our garden and we started to buy food that was packed, prepared in supermarkets, treated. It went from 4:1, we went to 7, 8:1, we went to 15:1. Today, it's not an exception if you test 25:1. Now, what is important for you is that you should find your number as quickly as possible. Take the test. You have nothing to lose, everything to win. As soon as you've done the test, start using our solution, because there is a big chance you're amongst the 97% that is out of balance. And then when you have 4 months after you've taken the products, your second test, you're going to be happy you started right away. Because when you get your score between the first test, probably bad one, and the second test, you will see that our product works. Now, I was pretty skeptic when I met the owner of the company the first time, because I said, okay, they looked for a problem, they found it. They have a test system. But who is doing the analysis of the test? If Zinzino is, doing the test, selling the product, and also giving us the analysis, everything might be manipulated today. We never know. I was reassured when I saw that Vitas from Oslo, one of the most renowned laboratories in the world, was responsible for the test analysis. They work together with the biggest universities, most renowned universities in the world, Oxford, Cambridge, Harvard, the biggest hospitals, university hospitals. I was lucky to be able to visit them 6-7 weeks ago, and I was blown away, impressed, incredible. Now, I was also blown away by my own score, because I'm consuming 40 years of nutrition since I started my university in sports education in Belgium. I was a football player, and I knew 32 hours of sports every week. You can't do that just with food. So I started to take protein shakes and vitamins, supplements when I was 18. And I have never stopped taking them. I have a closet here in our kitchen that is full of healthy ingredients. You name it, we have it, we use it. So I thought I'm going to be with the 3% for sure. Well, not really. 18:1 is pretty dramatic. And we test people on 5 markers: the omega-3 index, the mental strength, the cell membrane fluidity, the acidity in your body, and then your protection value, your immunity. And when you look more in detail in a report that is 21 pages, well, what was even more shocking was the deviation I had in omega-3s. How far was I off of what I should have? Well, it went up to 84% off track. Now, that is not meaning you're going to get sick. It's just when you're going to get sick or when you're going to develop a problem. Now, after 4 months taking the products, and I must admit, I took not enough of our balance oil. Well, I was semi-balanced, 6-2-1. So you saw that some of my results were already improved. My biggest problem is still my intestines, my cell membrane fluidity. It's improving thanks to some other products, but tests don't lie. What are the consequences of omega-6-3 out of balance? Well, it affects the cells in our body. The cells let nutrients get in slowly and push the toxins out slowly. So your cells are like defective, they don't work properly. Now, that might lead to reduced brain function, reduced heart function, reduced organ function. You're going to lose your hair, quality of your hair diminishes. You might lose the elasticity of your skin and get older or looking older quickly. Now, can you believe this, that some people like myself, 33 years in the nutritional industry, had never heard about an omega-6-3 balance until 8 months ago. Now, I was also thinking, well, depending on where you live in the planet, that must have an effect maybe on your body. Well, not at all. If you live in Switzerland in the mountains with, pure air amongst a nice stream of pure water, or in Norway, or you live in the center of Bangkok, there's a difference of 1 to 2%. But almost everybody, from 95% to 99% of the population, has an imbalance in omega-6-3. And we have a solution. I spoke already about the balance oil. You heard me saying this word. Well, we have a balance oil that is a mix between pure high-grade fish oil and pre-harvest premium virgin olive oil. Now, what the secret is in this balance oil is that we rebounded the polyphenols. And the polyphenols serve a vital function in the protection of the organism from external stimuli and eliminating reactive oxygen species, which are the instigators of several illnesses, by the way. Now, polyphenols, you will find them in your tea, dark chocolate, fruit, vegetables, many other things. And they have the potential to influence human health. That's been proven. Now, they also have been associated with a decreased risk of myocardial infarction, heart defect, stroke, and diabetes. It indicates also that polyphenol consumption may play a vital role in your health through the regulation of your metabolism, your weight, chronic disease, and cell proliferation. So you need to consume these polyphenols, and in a high concentration. And you can't really consume them in that concentration as we have in our balance oil with food. You would need to eat, like my friend Kesh always says, you would need to eat like kilos of salmon every day and thousands of olives every day to replace 1 spoon of our olive oil, combined with our fish oil, reinforced with rebinded polyphenols, which is our balance oil. That's the secret. Now, we have a health protocol premium. First thing is to get back in balance, our oil. Second thing, if you have a problem with your cell membrane fluidity in your intestines, we need to restore that. And we have a prebiotic that will help your gut health. The third thing is, if you lack energy or your immune system is a little bit down, we need to reinforce and give you some support there. And Extend Plus, which is a cocktail of 22 vitamins, will help you with that. But the fourth product, I would definitely always add. Viva Plus, which is a nootropic, is an incredible product. It's called, in America, they would say smart drugs. But drugs doesn't sound good in Europe. But it's like a cognitive enhancer. It will help people in depression, with a burnout. It will help students that are in exams and need to study a lot, need to focus. It will help you with your memory. So please take this product not for granted. It changed everything in my family because my wife was in a severe depression when we found Enzino. And in a matter of days, thanks to this product, she started to live again. So we have about 20 other products. Today is not the day where we're going to go more in details about all of these products. What we can tell you is that they are produced with the highest quality labels. We have no soya in it, no sugar, no gluten, no GMO. You can use them if you're on a keto diet or a sports diet. You don't need to be afraid for doping now that all these sportive events take place, like the Tour de France and the Olympics. No worries about that. They are halal and kosher approved, so you can use them with your food. And sportive people have found a way, because of scientific studies, to omega-3 consumption, because it improves your endurance, you will build muscle fast, you will lose weight faster, your reactive time, your reaction time will improve, and very important, you will recover faster. People like now, the cyclists in the Dauphiné Libéré in France, or shortly in the Tour de France, they have 3 weeks of performance every single day, day after day. So it's not only what they eat and take in, it's also how fast they recover from the performances. Now we have a lot of ambassadors, you know, in individual sports that represent our brand today. And we have a lot of teams in sports, Champions League football teams that are testing every 4 months and that are on the balance oil because it helps them with chronic inflammation and to recover faster from injuries. Now, if you aren't approved, just go do your research yourself. Go and find Mayo Clinic, find PubMed, find NEH databases that you will find on the internet. Type in omega-3, what does it do? Omega-6-3 balance, what is the effect? And you will find not only scientific, but even clinical studies. On Thursdays, we go more in depth about the products. Often we have a therapist or a doctor like Kes who wants to talk a little bit more in depth about the products those evenings. And you can learn so much about all the products we have, which are the most important, but which are definitely the building blocks. Now, you just saw the facts. And now it's time we're going to show you the opportunity. But where else will you find a potential of 97% of all the people involved? This means wherever you live on this planet, you step outside your house. If you go left in the street, right in the street, straight ahead if there is a street, and you would knock on every door, each 100 doors, there are 97 potential customers. This is unseen, and I'm going to give the word to my friend Kistudis, who's going to tell you everything about the business, because probably he's the best one placed today as he qualified in such a high level. He knows everything how you need to do this. So Kistudis, my friend, up to you.
Just trying to turn my microphone on. Thank you, Danny, so much. Danny, by the way, he also became with his lovely wife Barbara Black Crowns last month. So Danny, you were also very, very qualified to speak about the business and products. But here it's not about me and Danny today. It's about you and what's in it for you. So network marketing business, now some people have a very good opinion about that. Some people still look at it, from a distance. But let me share with you why I believe this is one of the most amazing businesses on the planet. And I did not think that way before I started and before I worked for 2, 3, 4 months in the business. So, well, you probably heard of Kiyosaki and his quadrant of cash flow. And you probably know that employees and self-employed, they are sharing a small part of the world's money. And they're the majority of people. It's probably like 90 or 95% of people who are employed or self-employed. Now, what does that mean, self-employed? It's like a dentist who is self-employed. He is working in his, the office and the cabinet. So, and then employees, that's pretty clear. Now, why is it so? Because they are limited in time. They exchange hours to money, and hours are limited. And even if they take larger amount of money from a customer, it's still very limited in time. And that is a limiter that makes them not so wealthy in the end. And if that's one of your goals, to become wealthy, and to get some time freedom, that's not the way for you for the future. So business owners and investors, this is a different story. It's a smaller percent on the planet, but they own the biggest amount of money on the planet, Well, why? Because they are not exchanging time into money. They're using systems that make money come even without them. Just let me give you several illustrations of that. So this person here, that's just an illustration, but he's turning the wheels for the lamp to go on. Now, that's limiting, right? There's only can be one or two lamps that are on. But if you use an electricity example from the electricity station to the household, then you place a meter on that. And it's not you who creates the service, it's the electricity that flows. The same happens with our business. Balance oil is just another way to place a meter between the production and the consumption. And we, as partners, are only needed to put the wires, so to say, from the production to the consumption. And the first customers are ourselves. But then this meter doesn't ask our time, because products are so good that people don't want to say bye-bye to the products. They say bye-bye to the money easier than get rid of the products, just like with a phone. So how many of you, if I said, hey, if you don't pay your bill of the phone, then you can save some money. How many of you would agree? None of us, because we need the phone. The same happens when people understand that balance oil is so crucially important for their health, and they feel it. The tests show that. And now they are on auto order. They are ordering those products again and again without you, but you are getting paid because part of this meter belongs to you. Now, this is a completely different model of business, because now you can place meter after meter after meter. Anytime you have time for work, you are not working to earn the same amount of money that you earned the last month. You are working actually to increase the income that is coming at you when you do nothing later on. So that's a completely different type of earning. And now you can, as you can see, this is probably Chicago, I guess. I've been there so many times. And I think Dangira here has joined from Chicago. So this is an example how the whole city, every household is using something, and it's that something flows through the meters. And that's our future as Zinzino. This is going to happen on the whole planet. So now just look at your dreams. Look at something that you know that what you want. Do you want some better health or more money or whatever, or you would like to travel the world, or so that could be your motivation, or become someone who is doing charity. So for that, to build this business, we have amazing tools. The digital marketing platform is just out of the sky. I have no words for that. That's really so good. So for those who are interested in those tools, building the business, you should check this out. Now, the Zinzino TV, we even have our own TV channel with a lot of videos, training videos about the products, about the business, about everything. So for those of you who would like to train, to develop yourself, to be on a self-development path, that's a platform for you. And also you can share those videos with the prospects, with your friends, or anyone who you think might be your potential customer or might be your potential partner. So sometimes you don't need to talk yourself. You can show a video or watch that video together. So now, well, I will not go too deep into the compensation plan because there are so many ways we earn money. But I will just explain several principles. The first principle is that for personal customers, so those customers that we found and we registered into the system, from those customers, we may earn up to 30% from the turnover, from whatever they pay into the company. Now, from the partners so that we can build a team of partners. And from those, we are earning from all the turnover that comes from that, we are earning up to 15% from the turnover. And basically, personal customer turnover, as you can understand, is virtually limited because you have a limited list of friends and people you know. But the partnership turnover is virtually unlimited. It's the only limit is the number of people on the planet. So 8 billion people, that's the limit. And actually, that's not what we want to achieve, all 8 billion. We just need a small fraction of it to be insanely wealthy. And that's what I'm inviting you to do together with us in this business. So as you can see here, there are 10 different bonuses, and you can read about that in the compensation plan. The timing. First of all, let's talk about the timing. Is it a good timing for you to start? Now, well, in 2025, we are aiming at 1 million customers. We now have approximately 750,000. And I believe that we will reach 1 million faster than 2025. But in 35, we are aiming at 20 million customers. And just remember what Danny was explaining about the products. It's a test-based nutrition. Everybody needs it. Now just think of it. Would you like to walk on this planet without knowing your scores when the consequences are so severe and damaging the body? Nobody, if they understand this, they don't want to walk on this planet without knowing their scores of omega-6s and omega-3s. So basically, you may have an interest to inform your family. That's what I did. When I got in contact with this information, I tested myself. My test was also red. And I wanted my family to be tested as fast as possible. So then, after I tested my family, I was in awe because the test didn't look very good at all. And some of people in my family, they were taking omega-3s, and still the tests were far, far away from normal. So, and then I started, helping friends, and this speed is increasing because people, they want to test their loved ones and they want to test their friends. So this, we believe that it may even become faster than what we planned, but this is very realistic plan. That's what we want. And in 2050, we are aiming at 100 million customers, and by far surpassing most of the companies on the planet in this profession, in direct selling and social selling and network marketing. So that's the timing today is the best of the best because the roads are built, as we say, because we have everything prepared already. We're not testing anything. We are really building it already. And the biggest growth is still to come. Now, Hilda here is very, very excited because even those who are just collecting new customers, so even if you just want to help several people around you, you can be earning some very delicious money. They're coming to your pocket, up to 30% of cash bonuses and other residual bonuses. So this is very exciting. And many people, even if you are not a specialist in healthcare, maybe you could find some specialists. We have a lot of specialists in the teams, the massage therapists or kinesiologists or whatever, many, and even doctors. And those people, they could be the source of here 100 customers, there 50 customers, there 300 customers in your team. So you don't necessarily need to acquire that many customers because this business lets you invite others who can acquire a lot of customers. And even if every partner just has a few, 10 or 25 subscription products, that's like 5 to 10 customers. Even if that happens, that's just family and maybe parents or several kids from the family. Then that is enough. The compensation plan doesn't require you to have more than that. So every partner could have just 5 to 10 customers, and that would be enough to build the business. So now, let me see here. So the shipping cost, the company takes care of the customers. They want us to keep customers, not just to acquire customers. So they create loyalty programs for the customers that I'm extremely happy about. This is the program that keeps customers in, because we return back the shipping costs back to the partners from the day one. And then from the month 7, on top of the shipping costs returned back to customers, we add 10% from every invoice that they pay, which means that they can buy quite a lot of new additional products on top. And they are very happy because the products are really functional. They really give them the results. So they want to have more. And that's also good for partners because it's upselling, not on the basis of upselling, but it's upselling on the basis that people need this. And there's additional benefits here that they can buy those products for free and test them out. And now, all of a sudden, you don't need to sell them. They just test the product and they see that the product really works and they want it. So, but let's talk about the partnership program, because partnership program is virtually unlimited income. Now, let me explain how that functions. Well, first of all, to start the business, you can start with €0, but we always recommend to go the best possible way. And the best possible way is Ultimate Partner Kit, which is €1,159. And that's not the purchase. That's just a guarantee that you put into Zinzino and you take this box for free. Now, with several conditions. So the conditions are those. So if in the end of 12 months, you have 25 personal subscription products that your customers buy. So what does that mean? If you have 10 customers that buy 2 or 3 products each, that adds up to 25. But maybe you have 5 customers that buy 5 products each. That adds to 25 subscriptions. That's not a big achievement in 12 months. Now, this box is not yours. So I'm explaining the best way to use it. So the best way not to use any of those products for yourself. The best way is you just take the box. The box is Zinzino box. So you use it for marketing, for working as tools. So here's what you do. You meet your friends and you ask them, so do you consume omega-3 products? Any omega-3s? And if they say no, there's a topic to talk about. If they say yes, then you ask, how do you know it really works for you? And most of the people have no clue. They just thought it should work. But then you offer them a test that they don't have to pay right now for the test. So you offer the test, and if they promise you that if the test shows huge deficiency of omega-3, then they would buy a product. They would become a customer, or they would become a partner. This is the intention of this box. And then you can add several products to them for free. They don't have to pay for those products. When you register them later on as customers, you may return the test back to you, not to them. So that's how you use those 10 tests to test 10 people, and those tests return back to you. So after a month or month and a half, you have all the 10 tests back to you if those people became customers or partners. And you can circulate those tests again. So in 12 months, if you do that again and again, you will have way more than 25 subscription products that your customers consume. And then you are refunded. So that the guarantee that you left for Zinzino, €1,159, returns back to you on top of all the commission that you earn. So this is the best way to use money in the beginning and to use the products in the beginning and to use them as tools to build your business and to show other partners how to do that in the right way. So now, just imagine, in your team now there are 10 partners. Everybody has the box. Everybody has 10 tests in the box and plenty of products that they can give away for free for their customers. Now, they test 100 people. How many have bad tests? 97% of them. That means 97 at least. That's the minimum. Actually, if you do it in Scandinavia, that's the result. If you do it somewhere in the Southern Europe, it's 99% or 100% of the tests that come back red. So, but let's play pessimistic scenario. You get 97 customers or partners joining your business. And now the tests circulate back into the market. This is no brainer. This is an easy business to build. Now, auto order free, Zinzino for free, as we call, because most of the partners never pay for this. They get their apps functioning and their product every month and one test every 4 months from this program, and they never have to pay for it if they really do the work. Now, Zinzino for free system functions, and I will not go deeper into it, into all the rules of Zinzino for free. You can ask partners that invited you here. Now, let's see, how do you build the business with partners? So the most important here is to understand what this so-called silver is. Now, silver is the key. So if you build yourself to silver, then you just need to help at least 2 people to build to silver. So, and then they need to duplicate the same. They need to build at least 2 people to silver. So silver is the key. Now, let me show the very easy way how to get to this so-called silver. And by getting there, if you do it the right way, you get paid wildly. It's a crazy amount of money that is pouring at you. So now the system that we call it is 2 + 4. So it's 2 partners plus 4 customers. So the first 30 days, actually, you don't need 30 days. Maybe you need 30 minutes or maybe 1 day for that or 1 hour, because you can start with your own 4 subscription products. In that case, you need half an hour for that. So, but if you go out to your friends, test them and register them, maybe it would take you a little longer. But if you test 10 people, after 30 days, that's 100% that you will have at least 4 subscription products sold to your customers. Now, for that, you get 100 euro cash bonus, which is a first small bonus for that. But let's go further. So now you invite 2 friends, the best friends of yours, maybe those who always are with you, those who you do everything with in this life, and they are just curious what you just started, and they want to be with you on this amazing journey. They want to be earning those amounts of money and helping hundreds and maybe thousands and maybe tens of thousands of people around the world. They want the meaning that this business gives. They want the money. They want everything, the recognition, the teams around the world, the friends and everything, and personal development. So now you share with them what you just started. Now, once they start, you get the next bonus, which is today increased to 400 euros, which means that you are earning 500 euros instead of 300 euros here already. Now, how much time do you need for that? For those 2 friends? Well, who knows? Somebody may need 2 days, maybe 3 days, maybe 1 week. If you really work it, if you really invite them, if you really explain, if they participate in this business presentation, if they watch some videos on Zinzino TV, who knows? That could be 1 or 2 days or 1 week. So here you already earn 500 euros. Now, The next step is you are helping A and B to do the same. So just to duplicate the first two steps. So when A invites C and D, B invites E and F, they just duplicated you. Those C and D, E and F are not from your contact list. This is A's best two friends and B's best two friends. Now you are earning a staggering amount of money here because it's not 700, it's 1,500 in total. Now, how much time do you need for that? Well, if you did the first two in, let's say, a week, maybe you need another week. So maybe you're earning 1,500 euros in the first 2 weeks. Now, the fourth step is that you add additional 6 customers or 6 subscriptions to the customer side, and that adds up to 1,850 euros. And then this is the key. You just became this so-called silver. Now, if you do it in a couple of weeks, you probably have become a silver much earlier than completing those steps. So that's gonna be amazing. Now, what you do, you just help A and B to become silvers. And if you don't remember everything what was shown here on the slides, you don't need to actually. What you can do in our back office, in Zinzino back office, where every partner has this back office, there are so-called donuts. We see those donuts and they tell you everything. They tell the deadlines. When is the deadline of the 30 days? When is the deadline of the 60 days? As you can see here on the screen, the deadline of 90 days. So those donuts, they tell everything. You click on the donut and they show everything, what's missing or what's already done. And that's very, very easy. So you don't need to know that much. Now, well, it's just another slide, another visualization that flying an airplane, well, it takes a bit of a training, but everyone can learn to do that if you follow the donuts on the screens. So now 2 plus 4, this is a very simple system. Now you duplicate that, and this is how you start earning amazing money here. And you can check everything in detail in the compensation plan. So now, as I said, silver is the key. Why? Because once there is 2 silvers in your team, you become a so-called gold. So basically 2 lower titles in your team ends up you being a higher title. Or 4 silvers in your team, you are executive. Or 2 golds in your team, you are executive. It's very, very easy. It's no-brainer. So for executive, you have another bonus on top of everything you're earning. You are getting 200 euros every month for the phone, because maybe you're calling some friends again. And then 2 executives in your team, you're platinum. 2 platinums in your team, you're diamond, and diamond gets a car bonus. I don't know about you, but I know some people who are very fond of cars. I'm not that much, but with 1,000, I'm more fond of airplanes. but you know, for 1,000 euros every month, I bet you could drive a car of your dreams. I don't know what your dreams are. I don't know if you can drive a Rolls Royce for 1,000 euros, but I think a Porsche could fit into that amount of money per month. So then from the director, on top of all the compensation plan, we start getting a free incentive trip every single year. So we go on the trip where it's 5-star hotels, all paid. Last time here in the picture, you can see Lanzarote. We were on this amazing resort that all the resort, the whole hotel was bought by Zinzino. There was no one else from the outside world. It was only Zinzino directors and above. I don't remember the exact number. I think it was like 700 people or more on that trip. And you could be one of the next people on the next trip. So this is amazing. In how many businesses you get that? I built some businesses in the past, but I never had a business like this where I get those bonuses and I get those free trips. And actually, the free trip is not just a trip, it's just who you are with on the trip. That also matters. Like, well, in the past, I've been to some hotels, but you know, it's not the same when you go to a hotel alone or just the two of you, and when 700 people from the same company are on the same hotel, and those evenings and those you know, meals and speeches on, and we have trainings in those trips, and we have dinners, and that's just, you know, just outstandingly amazing. That's what I can say about those trips. Now I'm always waiting for the next trip. Now Crown is what we call financial freedom, where most of the people, they are in all of the countries of the world, they are free. And I mean, the income is so big that you, in most of the cases, most of the people, they don't do anything else. They just do Zinzino from that moment on. And then it's a royal crown, and then a black crown, which Danny and Barbara just became last month. And then ambassadors. Ambassadors go on another trip. So me, as I've been an ambassador for several last years, and so I've been to all of the ambassador trips and all the director trips. So if you become an ambassador, you go on 2 trips per year or more. And with all the bonuses and all the income that is here shown, this is an amazing life. Now, well, and from ambassador, well, founders trip, there's another trip, but then there's something magical happening from the next title. When you become a president, I'm a co-owner of the company. I own shares of the company. That's what I highly recommend everyone to have. But on top of that, now I will be getting more shares from the company. But if you have 0 shares from the company when you become president, you are getting the first, you know, pack of shares. You are becoming a co-owner of the company. And with every president, you get more and more shares in the company, which is, I have never heard of anything like this in any other direct selling or network marketing company. So this is an amazing career. Now, if you look at shares are going up, but in the future, it's going to be crazy. I believe that in the next 10 years, they are gonna, well, 10 times is going to be the pessimistic prediction, because as you remember, today we have 750 customers, and we are aiming at 1 million, for 20 million customers in 2035. That's approximately in 10 years. So you can do the math. It's 20 times more. Now, 20 times, you can calculate what will happen with the shares. Now, well, we just went through only several of those bonuses here, but there is so many more. So I will not go deeper into all the rest of the bonuses and all the rest of the trips. This year, the ambassadors, they are going to Andalusia. It's an amazing resort. But let's return back to you and to all of us creating this amazing business together. Now, when you make the decision, you are thinking of, so is this company having a potential to grow? So what is the base of the potential customers? It's 97% of all the people of the planet. That's crazy. That's just crazy. Big. I don't know any other product that would have this potential, because phone, kids up to a certain age, they don't use phones. And some very old people, they don't use phones anymore. But balance is needed for everyone. Now, you take any other product and just calculate what is the potential of the market. So we have the biggest, or at least one of the biggest potentials. In 120 days, we are returning people back to the norm with our products. 95% of people get good results with the second test. 5%, like Danny and me, we were a bit skeptical or a bit unorganized, and we did not take enough. My second test was not good, not green yet, but my health transformed. And I got even more motivated. And my fourth or fifth test was already all green. So 95% of people, we are returning back to the norm with the program after 4 or 5 months. Now, it only costs, if you take balance oil, it only costs 41 euro per bottle, $42 per bottle in the US. That's not a big amount of money. And if thinking that those people may buy a little less omega-6s and a little more omega-3s, they may be spending zero extra money for the balance oil. Because as Danny explained in the beginning, many products that we eat have way too much of omega-6 and we eat way too little of omega-3s. So if you just balance it back, you don't spend more money, but you have better balance today, you have better energy, you have better health today, and you have better future, much better future than most of the population of the planet, if that's what you want. I really want that because I want to live my genetic age. I don't want to die when I'm 60 or 70. You know, and we are 10 years ahead of the curve of the competition. That's what I call show up in the best possible place at the best possible time to build the best possible life. So, well, and here is the book about the blue ocean. Maybe some of you read it, and it's an amazing book. It talks about the red ocean that is like with the phones, as I made an example with the phone, right? People say bye-bye to the money for the phone easier than bye-bye to the phone. But it's a red ocean. So how many sellers of phones and producers of phones are there? If you enter this market, you're going to fight for your life there because the competition is crazy big. Now, if you want to enter electricity market, as in some of my slides, that's going to be impossible because that's in most of the countries strategic. It belongs to the governments. Now, blue ocean is where there's no competition yet, because others are still far behind. So we are just creating the market. We are showing people that there's a problem and they can test it. They can see it with their own eyes. So we show that the problem exists, but we don't fight with anyone because there's no one to move aside when we come. They just have to take the product that really works and retest themselves. So this is a blue ocean. This is a freeway. This is a freeway to build an amazing future. So this is what we mean by this slide. We mean that why sitting in the back of the rows when there is a seat for all of us here in the front, where we can do it first class. We can create this first class for ourselves. The first class trips, first class life. That's what I wish for everyone. And as Danny already said, if you're interested in deeper look into the products, you come on Products Thursday. Every Thursday, we have a lecture a bit deeper into the products. And we have different types of lectures here. Every Saturday, we have a fast start training. We have different trainings here. So let's build it together. Let's build this amazing company to the heights. Let's create your dream lives in the future and in today. Thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thanks, Kes, and thank you, everyone. We're going to move on to our Spanish presentation on one of the other channels, and we hope to see you soon back on our product presentation on Thursdays or our Saturday morning training. Everybody's welcome. Hope to see you soon. Wish you a great evening. Bye-bye, everyone. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you.